finally playing Destiny. Hello everybody, Lobotomized Logan here, and I'm finally playing the original Destiny with the intention of beating it and all of the expansions. And there are two reasons I am doing this. The first is because I actually never beat the original Destiny. I've played the beta when it first came out, but I never actually bought it until I got the Tekken King collection in 2016. I don't know how far I got in the main story, but I never rolled the credits before they announced the Rise of Iron expansion, and that made me hate Destiny because I thought they were going to lock me out of content, so I just completely wrote the game off. And it was because I was 10 years old and had spent $60 on the game at the time, and as a 10-year-old, $60 might as well be like $300. And then I had another misconception that I thought the game case said it was the complete edition. I looked it up recently, and it never said it was complete. It just said the Taken King collection with the first two expansions included. So that's my bad, I guess. But I'm finally returning to it after 12 years playing the beta, 10 years since playing the actual game. And what are my initial impressions on it? Well, I am having a great time. The gunplay is weightier than I remember. The melee combat is punchy. I love the classes. Looter shooters are already some of my favorite games. But you take the people who made the first 3 Halo games and pour $500 million into a MMO looter shooter, and I will be there. I wish I had known all of this when I initially bought it back then, because then maybe I would have had a chance to play the Destiny 2 campaign, which, if you don't know, has been sunsetted, which means that you cannot play the main story mode, which I find really odd for a story-driven MMO looter shooter that depends on loyal fans and lore to keep the game interesting. People keep coming back to games like this because there are story and gameplay reasons to come back rather than just doing it for the loop. The entire reason I was interested in Destiny from the get-go was because it was story-driven, because it was a game I could play with my friends. We could do raids, but I could also sit there and look at cutscenes and experience the lore. And with Destiny 2, you just can't do an entire saga because they vaulted the main story. But I digress. Playing Destiny 1 has been really eye-opening in terms of how games have visually progressed in the last decade, because this game still looks phenomenal and continues to prove my opinion that we peaked in graphics during the 8th generation, as this continues to hold up in the modern day and even looks better than some games releasing now. And going back to the visuals, the presentation, the voice acting is the one thing I remember being hyped up. We have people like Keith David, Nolan North, and Nathan Fillion all having main character roles. And overall, I'm really excited to see where their characters are going to go and what is going to happen in this story. I mean, knock on wood, but I've managed to avoid most, if not all, spoilers, so it's all fresh to me. For my character, I'm running a robot wizard who can throw purple void energy, disintegrating his foes. And it's just really funny to me in sci-fi games that have guns when there's magic, because I might be out of bullets, but I ain't out of options, and I just disintegrate everyone in like a 5-foot vicinity. That's been my thoughts on the original Destiny. I'm having a lot of fun. I will be updating y'all later about this whenever I finish it. It'll probably be some time, probably months, because I'm not just going to run through this. I have friends I'm playing it with, and unfortunately they have full-time jobs, so unlike me and my chud life, they can't just play the video game. But that's all I gotta say. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank y'all for watching. It is good to be back on YouTube. I'm hoping to have a more consistent schedule in the future. Lobotomized Logan, out.